bye. Team's looking nice and fresh out there. How are you feeling ahead of a big clash against Port this week?
Yeah, good. Feeling really excited. Looking forward to getting over there and getting stuck into it. We've had a good prep leading into it, but looking forward to getting out and actioning it.
A few names hopefully be back. Joel Marnie from suspension, but all eyes will be on Errol and Paps. I guess from your perspective, how are they tracking to hopefully return?
Yeah, they look really good. They train really well. They've had a great block, and I think it'll be up to the match committee now, and hopefully they'll have a good week of training this week and see how we go.
Based on training, it looks like Errol's involved a little bit more than Paps. Does that suggest he's a slightly better chance?
Oh, I don't think so. I think they've both done a fair bit of work, so each drill's different. But no, they've done a power of work, and I think they're both pretty keen to put their hand up.
How are you? Obviously you've had a long layoff and you've been back in the team. How's the body and the mind holding up amid all of that?
Yeah, good. I feel good. I've had a good block getting back into playing, and I feel really good, feel really strong and fit. So ready to put a bit of consistent footy together, which I'm excited for.
How tough was it? I mean, you missed so much footy and the team lost more than it would have liked to in the first half of the season. When you're captain on the sidelines and that's going on, how difficult was it for you to go through all that?
Yeah, it is tough. You want to be out with the boys and you want to be playing and you want to be able to impact on game day, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that at the start of the year. But now hopefully that's behind me and I can start doing that in the back end of the year.
Is it harder when you're captain and that's going on?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's always tough not playing footy. It's what we love doing. We love being out there. We love being involved, and yeah, especially as captain when we weren't going as well as we want, I would have loved to have been out there.
Just given the space the side finds yourself in this year, when you do see those boys out there, your Errols and your Joels and everyone coming back and your Paps, how much of a lift is it for the group entirely?
Yeah, it definitely gets you excited. They've been great players for our club for a long period of time. Errol a little bit shorter than Paps, but you know we're really keen to get them back out there, and hopefully they can put a good block of training together and see how the coaches go with the selection.
You know, well, this is almost the most difficult part when they're close, but you don't quite know. How do you feel like they've been handling, I guess, the emotional part?
Oh, really good. You know, they're good at controlling what they can control. There's a lot of things out of their control, so really narrow focus, and they've been really good at doing that.
What sort of things have you been trying to implement during that time when you're off the field? We heard from a lot of the players talking about you play around about little bits and pieces that you'd be doing behind the scenes to make sure you kind of still had that leadership influence. How important was that for you to make sure that you were still having that impact even when you weren't on the field?
Yeah, really important. I think, playing is a big part of it, but there's also other ways to get around that in order to have influence on the group. And I've had a bit of experience, unfortunately, at it last year and the start of this year. So hopefully I can mesh the two together now playing on the field.
What's been the biggest thing for you, and who's been the biggest support for you over the past couple of years in terms of getting you back on the field and the mental challenges? Because as you said, it's been probably a 2-year stretch now where it's been a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, the physios have been really good. And the whole medical department have been really good in terms of doing everything we possibly can to get me back playing and feeling good. And we've done a good job, but it doesn't stop once you start playing. You've got to stay on top of things. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that part of the journey now.
There was some criticism of the decision to make you sole captain considering the injury record. Did you take any notice of that? What do you make of those critics?
Not really. I can't control that. People, they have their job to write things, and that's part of the industry.
In terms of what this team wants to hopefully still achieve this year, how much confidence do you have attacking this sort of second half of the season after the bye?
Yeah, I have great confidence. I have great confidence in the group and what they can do, and we've shown in patches, and I think we're really getting on top of the way we want to play, executing it for longer periods and being really disciplined with it.
Some people talk about, hey, it's a chance to potentially plan a few things for next year, set things up, but are you guys still finals focused and believing?
Yeah, absolutely not. We're focused on week, and Port Adelaide's this week, and we'll give it our best shot.
Getting on top of that type of footy that you want to play, have you maybe been a bit surprised that it's taken the group a bit longer to adapt to that under Dean this year?
Not really. There's been obviously a few elements to it. It's not just one thing. But we're doing our best as players to be as disciplined as we can and to execute what we want to do.
What's your relationship with Coxie been like? You seem to have a really strong connection with John Longmire, which was obviously born over a number of years. What's it been like, the captain-coach relationship with Coxie so far this season?
Oh, it's been great. It's been unbelievable. I think having him in the system beforehand and having an existing relationship really helped. But I'm just trying to support him the best I can and be there for whatever he needs. Obviously, as a first-year coach, there can be a few things going on, but my job is to support him and to get the players cracking in as much as possible.
You've moved around a bit, midfield, half-back. Where do you think your best position lies now?
I'm not sure. I think the versatility is going to be important for our team. I think that can be a strength of ours going forward, the amount of boys that can play different positions and changing things up. So we'll see how we go week on week.
We saw against the Tigers kind of unleashing the Lizard kind of really sparked a few things that helped by you going back into that half-back role a little bit. Is that something that has been identified as, okay, let's give Nick a little bit more room to kind of be a bit more expressive in the way he plays?
Yeah, I think that's an option. I think once we get our system playing really well, then that helps Lizard and Chad and so many other boys that have a lot of strengths. So that's our main priority, is getting our system as solid as it can be to allow individuals to flourish within it.
Port have had a couple of good wins in a row now against some decent sides in Melbourne and GWS. What are you expecting from them this week?
Oh, extremely tough contests. They're really tough to play at home, and we're looking forward to it. It's a challenge that we're going to lean into, and we can't wait to get down there.
Your last trip there obviously was not one that you would have liked. It obviously picked up after that, but do you take anything from that and try and have that in the back of your mind ahead of this week to make things right against them away from home?
Potentially, but I'm sure they might have the prelim in mind as well. So both teams I'm sure have got a bit of emotional ammo to work with, and that's the best part of footy, isn't it? Leaning into those things and enjoying it.
Couple more if possible.
With Joel coming back this week, do you think he's learned the lesson from the suspension and the message about discipline is getting in?
Yeah, I think we all have, myself included. Obviously, if you go to bump in this game, you can't hit anyone high, and I think that's what all the players now know, and I think it's pretty clear.
Do you get the feeling that with a few players now back, that there's a bit of selection pressure building and there's going to be some improved performances, obviously with so many injuries throughout the year?
Well, I think the more people you got available, the more it helps your squad. So we'll see how it goes.